If Google thinks that the phone number that you're using in ads is somehow fraudulent or tied to spam activity, they could disapprove your ads or even suspend your ad account. So I'm going to walk you through what you need to do to avoid this type of issue. Hi, my name is John from StubGroup. We are a Google Premier partner and the #1 resource in the world for fixing Google suspensions and policy violations. And we also try to keep those policy violations from happening to begin with, which is why I'm making this video to tell you what to do to not get flagged by this new policy from Google. So first of all, what is the update? Well, on November 10th, 2025, Google sent out an email to advertisers saying that they are going to update the unacceptable phone number section of their destination requirements policy. This is going to be enforced as of December 10th, 2025, with enforcement ramping up over approximately 8 weeks following that date. So this specifically applies to phone numbers that you use in call-only ads, in location assets, and in call assets in your ad account. Technically, the policy doesn't talk about the phone numbers that are on your website that people reach to after getting to your website, but I will talk about that in a minute. So the specific policy is that, hey, if Google sees that there are, let's say, spam reports or fraudulent activity related to the phone number that you're using, then that's a red flag to them, and that could cause a disapproval of that particular asset and could potentially result in a suspension of your account as well. Now, this obviously is a problem, and this could be a problem in particular for people who use call tracking phone numbers, because those phone numbers can be associated with different businesses over time, and you might be given a call tracking number that was associated with a scam in the past, and you have no idea. So there's a couple of things you can do proactively. First thing is that for phone numbers that you yourself kind of own, you could register them with a site like Free Caller Registry. There are a couple sites like this. This is a good one as far as I know. And you can basically go through a process of registering your own phone numbers that you own and putting them into this database. And so that should be a helpful way of making sure that there aren't flags associated with the phone numbers you own, and also of providing additional validation out there in the internet in general, in the world in general, that they are legitimate phone numbers that are tied to your business name. There are also different resources, different apps. We use one that you can use to actually look up your phone numbers and see whether or not the carriers are flagging it as being spam or having an issue. We had a situation recently where we're using a call tracking number where we had that exact issue. We looked it up in that system, and we realized, oh, it is being considered as spam or as fraud, presumably because of whoever owned and used the call tracking number before it came to us. So we fixed that by releasing that tracking number and getting a new one. Now, I recommend any tracking numbers that you have, and again, your own numbers as well, running it through one of those types of tools to see if it's being flagged as being an issue. And if it is, then you want to release that and make sure that's not a black record on your name. Now, going back to what I said about the phone numbers on your website. So this policy from Google is specific to phone numbers, again, in your ad account. So in your location assets, your call assets, and your call-only ads. But given that Google is so focused on phone numbers in those locations, I think it's fair to assume that they may check and be worried about what phone numbers are available from your website as well. So I do think it's valuable to take the same types of precautions I just mentioned for the numbers on your website as you would for the phone numbers that you put into your ad account. So for most businesses, not going to be an issue. They're not going to have a problem with this, but you don't want to be one of the minority that does. So definitely recommend proactively checking on this and making sure that the phone numbers you're using in your ad account and on your website are not going to cause a suspension. And if you would like any other help with policy issues, Google Ads management, or marketing in general, please reach out through StubGroup.com, and we would love to chat.